Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is Connor Mack Picks. Connor, hope everything is well in your land. Hope Vegas is treating you nice. How are things?
It's all right. It's hot as fuck, but I'm used to it.
Yeah, Connor, it's shocking that it's that hot in Vegas and you just don't tan, huh? You're just not going outside to get burnt out there.
No, like I go out when I go out, I go play golf or whatever. Like no, there's come on, I handicap games. I'm inside, Jose. I'm fucking around here.
I get it. Hey, I understand. I have two hands.
I'm not 12 anymore, or even 20. Running around.
I get it.
Pool
My
parties
hands are two different colors right now, Connor, because I've been outside so much. And you know why? That golf hand's strong, but it's good times.
Oh, you got a glove? Your glove wearer?
Yeah, I'm a glove tan guy now, apparently. It's nice. It's very apparent, too, in person. But glad you're doing well, Connor Mack. It's been a good day of baseball so far. Let's break down all these games. We got Justin McElvey dropping his Stacks pod. Gleyber Torres, I believe that's Gleyber at least. Rocco Rogers in here as well. Rocco has got some Ks today. Rude Boy in here. I don't know about you, Connor. I found this slate to be extremely difficult today to cap and try to find some action in, but hopefully we can do that together. I've got 4 plays locked in, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I think there's some spots, and Jose, I've never had a problem. Really, everyone goes through this, especially when you're doing this every day. But totals have drove me nuts a little bit the last 3 weeks or a month, and I've never really had that issue. And I like totals today. I try kind of staying off, and I go through these games, so it'll all turn around. And it has. It's somewhere been good, but it's just normally it's a strength of mine, I think, in baseball. And I'm not liking it. No one likes to lose.
I'm going to be very interested in this slate. I've got 2 totals today. I think I've been doing totals a little better than sides, so I'll see how that goes. I would love to fucking somehow turn around my damn sides, but let's get after it here today, and let's talk about one of the better games off the top. An Orioles victory last night, a surprising one to me. The market and the line was moving towards the Rays, and I was like, oh, okay, it seems like they're just going to come back and smack them here in game 1. Nay, the Orioles come in, beat the Rays, take the division lead after 1 game, and, I honestly am not surprised because for a couple months I said that the Orioles were the best team in the American League. I said they were just as good as the Braves, and people thought I was crazy because they're the Orioles, and I understood. But they're the real deal. And I didn't move on them yesterday. I'm not going to move on them here today because, I don't want to fade the Rays at home. And obviously they can just come back and win this series and go 1-1. It's a 4-game series, by the way, so keep that in mind. Eflin better at home than he is on the road, obviously, as well. His last appearance was on the road, 3 innings, 5 earned runs against the Royals there, and against the Braves at home, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. That's the epitome of a season right there. You can shut out the best offense in baseball, the Braves at home, but if you go on the road, you'll get touched up by anyone, even the Royals. So I've got nothing here. I respect Kyle Bradish, back-to-back shutouts. I just don't want to really back him on back-to-back shutouts, I'll be honest. So nothing here from me, Connor Mack. What do you think?
Yeah. I think right now you take these O's or just nothing, right until the Rays start scoring, getting hits with men on. I don't know how you want to back them, especially at this price. I guess you keep thinking, they're due, but I don't want my money on that. Not at minus 145, 150, whatever the fuck it's at. And these pitchers pitch well. Bradish has been good on the road, like you talked about, and Eflin's been really good at home all year. We always talk about how bad he is on the road at times. These aren't crazy. They have both teams about almost a little less than 50 at-bats, but both teams hitting over 300 against these guys. Because when I other than that, if it would, I had a little better numbers, like I talked about, I'd be on the under in this game until the Rays score and have a big one. So this is a lean to the under here, and the sidewise only the O's. And I'm thinking about just taking them. I think the price is too big, but I haven't bet it yet.
I lean to the under as well, Connor. And what's funny about that, it's like my leans are leaning one way and the market is just drastically on the other side, which is just one of those days, I guess. But
yeah, you know what I find too? It's just whether it's the market and then, you see their at bats, or it's just when it's not all going my way and then you overthink it, it starts, especially in July. We don't have any other sports going on. You're just so focused on baseball. I feel like you sit here all day, just going through everything. And that could drive you crazy too. So I get it.
Yeah, and there's some like super obvious plays out there that I just never want to bet because, like our guy Jimmy says, like that first play that jumps on the board on you is like always a loser for whatever reason. And the under was appealing to me here, but the market on this game for the total, 18% of bets on the over, but 40% of the money on the over. So I just can't get there. It just seems like bigger bets are on the over here when 82% of the bets and 60% of the money on the under. We'll see what happens, but I passed on this game. Connor, you passed as well?
Yeah, I'm leaning the O's, though. I might put something on them.
All right. And by the way, market for the money line there, 57% of the bets and 74% of the money on the Rays there in that instance. But they didn't stop the Orioles yesterday. Might not stop them here again today. Let's go to a shit bum game, and I'm glad that these two teams are playing each other, so I don't have to worry about them. Miami Marlins, Colorado Rockies. Pete Lambert, or as Jimmy called him apparently, Pete Lambert. I don't know. I want nothing to do with them. It seems like it's a bullpen day for the Rockies. They're not good against lefties. Braxton Garrett's fine, but I don't want to back him in Coors, or not Coors, excuse me. I don't want to back him here at minus 240. He's at home here. But just nothing here for me, Connor, to keep it short and sweet, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have a ton here too. Shout out to the chat. Maybe Jack's a couple minutes behind because I think we went over that.
Yes.
300 there with all that. And that start, to touch on it too, that was on the road. Or that earlier start, at least this year, was at Baltimore. And he's a totally different pitcher. So that changes it all too. Bunch of conflicting shit there. I don't want anything here. There's no way the Marlins man, they got me the other day, Jose. They had 13 hits and couldn't get any runs. Obviously, Sandy gave up 4 quick, and I didn't bet him really all year long. And then he does that to me, and it was like, fuck, you kidding me, my man? So I was like, God damn. And they should have scored runs. I think they lost 6-4, and they scored a couple late. But for all the hits and runners they had on, it was fucking disgusting. So they shouldn't be this price. Garrett's been very good. I don't really want Lambert. But Rockies are nothing here. It's just too big a number.
Yeah, I agreed there on that aspect. If I had to make a bet, it's absolutely the Rockies. No chance I'm laying that price with the Marlins. So agreed there. Let's go to another interesting game. It's kind of shit bummy-ish. I don't really want to put my money on it, but the Tigers were interesting here. I mean, let's just be honest. I've had some success with this recently, I guess. But it's like the Mariners, the Padres, like the Mets. Those 3 teams should never be like over minus 150, like when they're faced, especially on the road. Like I just don't think any of those teams can do it. And now the Padres here are like minus 140-ish. They've been getting steamed all the way to the Tigers, if I can remember that correctly. It's been Tigers love all day. I don't know if I can see something different. Actually, no. I'm getting minus 153 now for the Padres, plus 128 now for the Tigers. Interesting. Connor Mack picks. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this because I don't know. This is a sketchy game. I don't want my money on the Padres. And it's a 50-50 ticket split when it comes to the money line. 51% of the bets, 51% of the money on the Padres, and 58% of the bets and 68% of the cash on the over there. So it's a tough game. I'd much rather be on the Tigers here, but Reese Olson, just not a guy that inspires confidence,
Exactly. Shout out to DX, my dude. Good to see you. Rocco is always wine time, my man. No worries, Jack. I know we see it all the time. You just jumped in to the chat. I see it as always. Joe Hill, what's going on? Justin, as always. Um, I like the Tigers here. Kind of what you just said. The Padres should not be this number on the road at all, especially with Lugo on the mound. Um, their bats kind of came to life, and then they just get goose egged, yesterday. So I think they get some runs because I do. I think this Tigers. I've been surprised by Olson because I thought he'd get a hit a lot harder. Like he's just been able to go out. They keep him to like 80 pitches. They keep him where it's like 3 2/3. I mean, he might go 5 innings. He did get hit hard against the Braves,
Who
where he
doesn't?
gave up 6. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. They had just a huge inning. It can crush you, but pretty good. And he's a guy just works around. I like that he doesn't walk people, Jose. And God, he's been pretty good. Can he go 4 or 5 here? Because I'm not impressed with Lugo. I mean, he is what he is. Middle 4 ERA type guy. I like the Tigers here at this price.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I can't. I'm not gonna put my money on it. I'm like with DX and their shot to him. He says he leans Tigers. Olson's been better than advertised. Yeah, I
I know.
agree. I lean that way. I just don't think I can get my money on that side, unfortunately. So I had nothing on that game, but we appreciate the chat as always, dropping their looks in there. Jack, Joe Walsh joining us, my guy DX. So I hope comes to Pubapalooza 3. DX. I'd like for our guy Steen to show up at the poker tournament. Now that is something I'd like to see right there. Steen next March. Clear your schedule, my man. Next March. Let's go Royals Yankees here. And man, oh man. You know what? And actually, Connor, I need to check the standings. I need to check the standings real quick because is this a battle of it is a battle of 2 last place squads. How interesting. Another bum fight here. It's funny how that works, Connor. Just 2 last place teams playing against each other. Huh. It's interesting. I hope they can fill the seats up in Yankee Stadium tonight. Clark Schmidt is been fine. He's been up and down this year at points, but in the recent starts, he's been good. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs against the Rockies at the Rockies, making it a little more impressive there. Baltimore, he held down to 3 earned runs in 5 innings. Our guy Jimmy is on the first 5 in full game under, I believe. And I'd agree with that. I'd lean that way too. It's just kind of, let me double check here because I want to see what the market has to say with it. I believe this opened up at a higher number as well, Connor. I don't know if you have that or not.
Yeah, I had it open up at 9 and 8.5.
So there you go. And
Same
then,
thing with the first 5. Open 5, 4.5s
so
everywhere.
now we have 80% of the bets and 68% of the money on the under. I mean, it just makes sense. Both these teams can't hit.
Yep.
The Royals for obvious reasons and the Yankees because they don't have their big daddy in the lineup. And apparently he's the one guy that when he's in the lineup, he just tells all the other guys, all right, guys, you guys can start trying again. We're not a shit.
No.
We're not a shit baseball. Anthony Rizzo, you haven't hit a home run in 900 days. It's your time now, Anthony. So I just can't get there with either one of these squads sidewise. I'd lean under with you guys, but it seems like I've missed it. So
Yeah, I agree with you here. Both these teams, bottom 5, and it just seems like every category. And the Royals have been, a little bit better. They have a game or two, but still they suck. They come back and score 1 or 2, it seems like, or get shut out, right after having, scoring 8 runs. Schmidt's been all right, and I think he pitches well here. I think the Yankees get some off Marsh, but this price is huge. This is one if I've had a little more success with the Royals, and hey, if they were a little better baseball team, no shit, I'd maybe look to back them. But I agree with the under. I'd really want the 9 though. Full game here. So I'm off. Lean under.
I was curious just to see, Yankee Stadium, notoriously one of the more expensive stadiums to get into. If you just want to get in the building, $7. $7
for the cheapest seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good shit. But even at those $7, I'd still be like, do I really want to go? Do I really want to go? And I'd probably say no, thank you. 2 last place teams, no thanks. Let's go Giants Nationals here. We talked about 2 last place squads just now, but these 2 teams are as boring as it can get. Like, I understand the Giants have been solid this year. They're going to make the playoffs, and maybe they can make another run, and we'll see if the Dodgers and Giants play in the playoffs again. That'll be fun. But the lineup, I never get excited looking at the lineup. I'm like, yeah, this bunch of names.
Yeah.
Lamont Wade Jr., there he is. But I could never get there. And Jake Irvin, at points he was backable. Right now, I don't know. 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs against the Cardinals. Last time out, Cardinals have been hot, I guess. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Rangers. Impressive. But Alex Wood has just not been good this year. He seems like he's better out of a follower role last time, or his last couple of times out. His last time was 3 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run. And then before that, as a follower against the Rockies, 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. So all that to say is that I have nothing on this game either. I just think it's, like I said, today's difficult caps, unfortunately. And money line wise to the market here, saying the Nationals are alive. 45% of the bets and 68% of the money on the Nationals. Totals wise, 60% of the bets and 70% of the money on the under here. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, I don't look like, because I see runs here. Just one of the best consistent things is with a lefty starter on the mound. And you mentioned Wood. He's had a few good games, but he's been better kind of, coming in. They have a setup guy go the inning, and he's the primary. Because the Nats have been money, and they still, not a ton of power, but over 280 against lefties. I didn't take them the last 2 Cubs games, and they had 3 right away. But before that, they went against a couple lefties against the Cardinals. Their team total cashed. I know the 3.5 juice here, but maybe you go 3.5, 4.5 if you want to be safe. And I lean over. Irvin, I've never trusted him at all.
Yeah, why would
so? Yeah, I lean over in this game, and yeah, like free bet, I take the Nats. It seems a little bit tight here, but still decent plus money.
By the way, the chat's talking right now about new friend of the program, Natasha Tush. I hope everyone enjoyed the Unmuted Mic last night. Dave and Dab, his new show every Thursday. Last night, Natasha Tush was a great first guest. I still have to watch that interview, so I'm going to watch that after this. But it was a great show. Dave and Dab suffering through the chip at the end was quality. That was good entertainment right there. So shout out to them. Jacqueline in the chat as well. Shout out to you, Jacqueline. Thanks for watching here. As always, hit the like button while you guys are here. Comment along. Let us know what you guys are on. It's very helpful for me, especially because I always love following the sharps in the chat here as well. Let's go to a game that, Connor, I'm just totally confused on. And it seems like just market-wise, it's a Mets spot here. But Red Sox, Mets at Fenway Park here. This opened at, like minus 130-ish almost. And maybe that was due because they thought Paxton was going to pitch. But, Red Sox beat writers tweeted out like 2 days ago or something that it was going to be Crawford, Paxton, and then Bernardino Pivetta for this series. But it just seems like a Mets spot, unfortunately. I don't know. The market is moved drastically towards them. But I do think this game goes over. We talked about this game earlier in the day with Jimmy. The Red Sox seemingly can hit splitters now. They've taken apart 2 of the best splitters in baseball already with Gausman. They've hit him twice or once already. I've already forgotten how many times I've seen him. And then Felix Bautista, too. Felix Bautista gave up a home run to the Red Sox. And he hasn't given up a home run all year. Excuse me. He gave one up in the All-Star game and then the home run to Adam Duvall, and that's it. So it's been very interesting to watch. But I just don't know what to expect from this Red Sox team. Connor. I've said all year, like I get excited because they'll go on their 6-game winning streaks, and then they'll just follow it up with another 6-game losing streak, and we'll just go right back to average. And I'm like, son, and we rolled into the All-Star break with momentum. You sweep the A's, you win another series, you're feeling good about yourself, then you come back, you lose to the A's, and it's like, fuck me. What's going to happen here? And now, like I said, the market moving towards the Mets. Is this another loss here? It's annoying, but overall, I lean over in this game. I have not moved on it. I didn't move on it earlier today, and I want to move on it, honestly. The thing that's, well, actually, the market's really shaped up for me nicely. Only 27% of the bets, but 73% of the money on the over here, Connor. And I think that will get me enough or be enough to push me over and bet it. What do you think about this game, Connor? You're an unbiased human here.
Yeah, sidewise, I don't want anything here. You mentioned your Red Sox just up and down, and the Mets not playing good baseball right now. They hit all right, I guess, against the White Sox. They had a couple games there, and they go dormant. I can't trust them. So this was a game I was off quick. Sengas, though, were a guy who was a straight fade for me, especially early on the road. He's been very good. If he pitches like that, if he has it working, you talked about the Red Sox hitting the splitter, but if it's working, I think this goes dead under. Crawford's been really, really good, but I just the trust with me, he seems like he's due maybe to get hit. Too. He's been very good of late. I saw that start. I think it was at Arizona, right, Jose, with Senga. Yeah, and he backed it up with the Dodgers. Especially he keeps the walks down. He's good. So I leaned actually under in this game, but no play.
I am moving. Excuse me. I'm moving on the over 9.5 minus 118 at our friends at Bet Online here. And you're right. I'm looking at it. 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Diamondbacks. At the Diamondbacks too. And his last 3, at least, his last 3 road starts have all been pretty quality. That Diamondback start went at the Phillies, 5 innings. 5 hits, 4 runs, but only 2 of them earned. And then he went to the Pirates, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run not earned there as well. So we'll see. Maybe those home road splits will even themselves out, obviously. But I'm leaning over, hoping just for runs, please. So that'd be nice. All right. Next game on our slate, Arizona, Cincinnati. I have a play on this one, Connor. I've kind of said throughout the year, well, not throughout the year, for the last, I guess, like couple days, I should say. I was being a little dramatic there, I guess. I think this Reds team's fucked now. They got crushed by the Brewers, and there's 2 series pre and post All-Star break. And that was my sign. I was like, okay, I'm out. They don't have the pitching. I don't trust the Reds front office to go get pitching. So and they're still technically in the wild card hunt, but I think it's division or bust for them. So I'm going to fade the Reds at most turns this year, or most turns at the second half at least. They've got one of the toughest second half schedules in the league as well. And I was shocked to see the Cardinals at plus money. Like, I didn't understand it. And I know the line has moved towards the Cardinals, which has made me feel or the Diamondbacks, excuse me, which has made me feel better. But I just think the Diamondbacks are a better squad. Tommy Henry has been generally pretty good this year. And you can tell me Ben Lively, his last 2 starts, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run against Milwaukee, and then another one against Milwaukee, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run there. You can tell me he's been having a good year, but Brewers don't hit. So I'll take my Diamondbacks here. I took them full game money line. I got it at plus 107 earlier today here as well. So I'm a Diamondbacks guy here. We'll see how the 86 weighted runs created plus in the last month against righties pans out here.
Yeah, I'm off this game. I don't know the Reds. I think you're a little bit quick on just to write them off. But it may be soon. You know what I mean? And you're right, though. In the end, the pitching is going to get him. Can a guy like this right here, Ben Lively, pitch well, which he has. And he's a guy I've put my money on, probably 3 or 4 times. Like, does he come out and pitch a good game? Because Tommy Henry's been pretty good too. Because this could just be a low scoring one, or if not, we see there in that ballpark, we see it runs and maybe these guys get hit. So I just didn't want anything in this one at all. D-backs interested at the price, because every time the Reds start stretching this out when they're this number, I really, it was like the other day they were minus 105 or even money. Or against the Giants, they won that last game.
Yep.
But I just think to that and plus money is where I like to say when I start seeing them, this is I just don't want to be on it. So I'm off.
Well, I'm on the Diamondbacks. We'll see. Hope and pray to see how that goes for me. I cannot wait to see how that goes as well. All right, let's go. Phillies, Cleveland. Next one up. A rare bet on a Phillies game for me. I'm on the first 5 under here. Connor Mack. It is 4.5 at minus 120. I got it at. Ranger Suarez versus Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams, a very highly touted prospect coming up here. He's going to be the Shane Bieber replacement. I can tell you that now. He's been that good. His last 2 starts, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs at the Rangers, which is that's a high level top class start. If the Rangers are who everyone else thinks they are, Connor, you're right about me jumping off bandwagons quickly. Because I'm the first one to jump off the Rangers bandwagon, and now I'm seeing that bandwagon just roll off without me. I'm like, God damn, these fuckers just gonna really just keep doing this. But we'll see. I think that both these offenses are, well, let's start with the Phillies offense. I should say with this, they're good. They have their brand new shortstop who I fucking can't stand. Bryce Harper is going to be making his first start at first base today, so I'll be interested to see how that works out for him. But I'm not expecting all that much here today against Gavin Williams, who pitches well, and Ranger Suarez, a good lefty that can handle him. So I took the first 5 under there, Connor, and shout out to our guy Jonathan Yim with a little 10 Canadian, 10 loons for us. Happy Friday, let's get it done. Shout out to Yimmy, my guy.
Oh yeah, shout out there, guy, Jonathan Yim. Appreciate it, my dude. I like it as well, Jose, the under, in this game. I just don't trust it. Phillies, too, have been pretty good to me, and the under. Suarez has been solid. I like Cleveland's bullpen. I don't know if I want to – I think I'm going to go full game here, though. I think Gavin Williams back at home pitches well, and the Guardians' offense just, has come to life a little bit as of late, but I don't want him here. I agree with you. I like the under. I like Cleveland too.
I have trouble with the Phillies lineup all the time, or the Phillies in general. So sidewise, I'm fucked. I lean towards the Guardians as well, though. Lineup, by the way, confirmed for the Phillies. It is Kyle Schwarber, their shortstop, Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper at first base, first time, like I mentioned, JT Realmuto, Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm goes back to third, Brandon Marsh, and Jake Cave. That's a good fucking lineup. That's a good lineup.
I say that, and then they haven't produced enough. I mean, I'm like,
against righties the full season, they're bum average, 99 weighted runs created plus, and this month 102. So they've been bum average against righties this year. I can agree with that. I'm having a bad flashback or deja vu though, Connor. Because I've been on the Braves all year. I've said Braves. I like the Orioles in the American League, but Braves are going to cakewalk to this thing. This fucking Phillies team is really built for the playoffs. And when the playoffs comes, you line up Nola Wheeler and then Ranger Suarez or whoever the fuck. Those 3 starters are going to be probably better than what the Braves throw out there. And we'll see. But the Phillies, I'm having deja vu of what the Phillies did to the Braves last year and then how that all unfolded last year as well. So I'll be interested to see how all that unfolds as well there, Connor.
Yeah, real quick, the key with Williams is he's probably just going to go 5, but he needs to not keep the walks down here, and I think he's fine. Because that was his problem, I think, in Texas, too. Even he gave up a few runs because I thought he looked all right in that last start. So We need Gavin to have a good start here. I think Suarez is all right.
Real quick before we move on, market wise here, 80% of the bets and 63% of the money on the under. Kind of is a little worrisome. It hasn't moved, but whatever.
I do see a few eights,
Okay,
but
good.
I'd like to see it more here by the next, hour and a half. That like if we start seeing 8 8s everywhere, that would make me feel better. But
Yeah.
right.
Money line wise for this game, 43% of the bets and 66% of the money on the Cleveland Guardians there. So the Phillies, or sorry, the Guardians love in the chat. I see it. I acknowledge it. I like it as well. But I'm not going to move on it, unfortunately. So shout out to you guys, Wine Time Jack. Appreciate you guys commenting. By the way, this happens, Connor. I don't know if this happens for you. But since we're obviously doing shows every day, you know who the commenters like as their teams. Every time I think of the Angels now, I think of Wine Time Sports. Every fucking time. And it makes me laugh. And I think of Otani leaving and Wine Time being very confident that he's not going anywhere, especially if the Angels make the playoffs somehow. And I'm just like, man, Wine Time Sports and the Angels. What a duo. So shout out to you, Wine Time. And I hope that I'm going to continue to keep thinking about you with the Angels Wine Time, because once basketball comes, it's fuck you and the Lakers Wine Time. Just remember that. The Angels are fine. The Lakers are on my shit list, obviously. So let's go to a next game, and a game that's very nice on paper. Dodgers Rangers here. And I would love to hear your opinion on this one, Connor, because I was so close to taking the Dodgers. I want to take the Dodgers, maybe because I'm the most pessimistic Rangers guy out there. I think they're going to miss the playoff season, even though they've fucking rattled off a great win streak here at the second half, or to begin the second half, excuse me. But the market's telling me otherwise again here. I want everything to correlate, like you said. 56% of the bets and 80% of the money on the Texas Rangers here. And people believe in Heaney. He's facing his former squad. I guess the Rebenga angle is there. But I just don't know what to do here, Connor. Tony Gonsolin's also been a mystery now for me for a year and a half. I lost a shitload of money on him last year. Now that he's sucking, I haven't bet against him once, it feels like. But I just ultimately had nothing on this game to start off with. I lean over, I guess, but still, I have nothing for him.
Yeah, because what do we get? Heaney seems to just when he gets obliterated, it's just like he doesn't have it. Or he can just be on and go 5 or 6. Few of these Dodgers hit him. I think they get to him. I like the lean over here, too. I really would like this to be a 9 to move on it. Because I don't know, we get a Gonsolin. I was betting on him early. He was money. And then he's kind of fallen off and been giving up runs as of late. This is tempting. It's totally against it. But Dodgers at plus 115, Jose, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes they took 2 or 3 from the O's, and that third game I wanted the Orioles, and they got it done. I didn't take it, but yeah, it's tempting here.
The Dodgers are a mystery to me as well. I've just, obviously it's still early in the second half, so we still have time to get a feel of these teams, and then we'll see what the trade deadline does here, which is in about 10 days. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, are they an offensive juggernaut? Can they pitch well? The bullpen still sucks. What are they going to do at the trade deadline? Like, if I'm the Dodgers, why would I go out and get Lucas Giolito? Like, just keep throwing these prospects. They're going to win the division.
I don't think you get Giolito. Yeah, he's Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah, like
I don't think so.
I've seen the Dodgers, and Lucas Giolito was the first team that they were linked to. I was like, ugh, like that would be my least favorite Giolito spot. And I saw the Diamondbacks today. Now they were in on Giolito, I guess. I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, can we get him to like the East, like an East Coast team or something? I don't know. Like, I don't want the Dodgers to do anything besides just get their bullpen straight. if they just made those little bullpen arms, send out some slapdick prospect for fucking who knows who.
They're getting better.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
biggest problem is they don't got the closer. You can't. Phillips. In the end, but they're not as bad as they were, and they are getting better, and they will by the end of the year. But no closer, no bueno.
Well, if the Boston Red Sox continue to suck, I'll offer you one of your own. Send you back Kenley. Everything will be great. I'm sure you guys would love Kenley Jansen right now too.
Yeah, but he can just stay.
You're like Kenley Jansen, Phillips. I think I might stick with Phillips. That's hilarious. Let's go to this next game, Braves Brewers. We've talked about the Braves a couple times on this program now, and I think they're the best team in baseball, et cetera, et cetera. But it's an interesting price here today. Minus 118. Seems cheap. Freddie Peralta on the bump. Mike Soroka here. Jimmy and I had this. Me and him don't disagree often, but when we do, it's quite funny. He thinks Mike Soroka might be Dunzo. Like he's saying, why didn't Anthopoulos pitch him in the majors, et cetera, when they needed a starter? I think Soroka could still be like a postseason starter for this team. One of the first 3 games. Like I think he can still be that good. And obviously, again, ripping your fucking Achilles doesn't help twice, but I do think he can come back and pitch well. He's pitched well in his last 2 appearances. Like his 3-inning appearance against the White Sox was a relief appearance, so I can kind of forgive 3 hits, 2 runs, a home run there. Can forgive that. 4 2/3, 5 hits, no one runs against the Guardians. I want to take an under, but taking an under with the Braves is fucked. Because all it is, it's a walk, a stolen base from Ronnie, and a double, and it's already 1-0. And it seems like it happens way too often. It was funny, Connor. I was texting Jimmy during the game last night, the Braves game. We gave out the live over 6.5 on the program, and guy in front of Austin Riley walks. Jimmy's texting me saying, "Oh, we need this, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Don't worry. Young, thick Austin Riley has our back." And not fucking 2 minutes later, he crushes that 3-run home run. I was like, all right, that's what the Braves can do. You give up a single, you walk a dude, a 3-run home run comes like that, and your game's over. This Braves team is ridiculous. Did you have any thoughts on this one?
No. And the Braves just are very good, but this seems like the cheap, just take the Braves, but I don't know about this. The Brewers weren't always a team that I struggle with, which I always bitch about on the show, Jose. I always have a problem with the Brewers. I lean there, and you mentioned I'm not even going to go with the total here. This is just off.
Yeah, and we talked about the Reds earlier. It's fucking so annoying that the whole beginning of the year, everyone was like, just anyone but the Brewers win this division. And it seems like the Brewers are just going to veteran savvy their way into this division. It's kind of crazy. Though, I will say the Cardinals have been interesting this last couple of days. It would be funny objectively to see what the Cardinals do here. They keep winning. Their general manager announced publicly that they're focusing on next year. It would be interesting. But the Cardinals can walk that tightrope of getting pitchers and sending out their young arms. Like, please send Lars Nootbaar somewhere. He's like
Nootbaar.
He's like a 4th outfielder. And I guarantee you when he leaves there, he's gonna have like a postseason moment for some team. And it's going to be great. And by the way, Lars Nootbaar, let's not forget, everyone loves pointing this out with all Japanese players. Lars Nootbaar played for Team Japan. Sign Lars Nootbaar, maybe you get Shohei Ohtani. That's what everyone does here. I have Seiya Suzuki. That means he's going to the Cubs. It's my favorite thing.
Real quick to touch on Rock, I mean, Peralta just hasn't been good all year. He's kind of walked more guys, and he's off his best start. Do you think that happens again?
Yeah, 6 innings, 1 hit ball against the Reds is that's dealing right there. So I've got nothing. Real quick before we move on, let's touch on the market. 50-50 ticket split. 55% of the bets on the Milwaukee Brewers, but 72% of the money on them as well. So you can see sharp action on them. Fading Soroka. I can see it. And totals wise, real quick, I initially leaned under, but 74% of the bets and 88% of the money on the over in this game. So
It hasn't moved.
yeah, it's scary. It's scary to bet the under here, but might have some dividends for you. So nothing here for me. I've got nothing. Let's move on to White Sox Twins. And this almost got me, Connor. I almost walked right into the Twins trap here, I think. I love Joe Ryan. Everyone knows that. He struggled his last two starts. Everyone thinks bounce back. But this line is just not moved. And you've got 42% of the bets, that's the total. You've got 90% of the bets and 94% of the money on the Minnesota Twins. And I have not seen this line move at all. At minus 159 last night, and now it is currently at minus 155. So, unfortunately, I think I might have to bet the White Sox here, Connor. I'd love to hear your opinion to start this off.
Yeah, I think they're tempted here. A lot of people are. White Sox just swinging it a little bit better. Joe Ryan was automatic play on, for most part, but not right before the second half. And not that he's been horrible in these starts, but I think, and Lance Lynn's been a little bit better as of late. He's got a decent track record. These Twins really don't hit him well. Good luck. It's the White Sox too for me, but yeah, good luck. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on, and it's sickening. I don't love it. But the real question is, Connor Mack, if you were in my shoes, which would you rather have, the first five or full game?
Wow, the White Sox bullpen all year has not been good. I'd have to look up their numbers the last couple of weeks. If you go first five, you're banking on Lynn, though. You're thinking they get to Ryan, so.
All right, I'm going to take first five. here. It's going to be fun here. It's going to be very, very fun to watch this game. I cannot stand betting on Lance Lynn. I will be honest. I've bet on him twice. This will be the second time I bet on him. And the first time I won it, thankfully. But I admit that I do not like Lance Lynn. So White Sox first five on my card officially there. I've got it at plus 120. I actually should check our friends at Bet Online because I'm sure they can beat that line. And if you're looking for another book here, shout out to our guys at Bet Online because, first of all, that's plus 120 on Bovada, plus 135 at Bet Online. So there's the first reason why you should go on Bet Online. Second of all, because they're a supporter of us. So please support them. Go to the Pub Sports Radio website, www.pubsportsradio.com. Click the link or the little logo, I should say, and I'll take you to the link. Sign up there. Use promo code PubSports. 100% deposit match up to $1,000 there. Shout out to our friends at Bet Online. First five White Sox official there. Let's move on to the GOAT, the greatest of all time, my king, my guy, Shohei Ohtani on the bump. Admittedly, I have said this already today, and I love Shohei to death, but I don't want to back him when he's on the mound right now, Connor. It's kind of been like an up and down year for him on the bump. It's really nice when you're Shohei because – obviously he's the greatest baseball player of all time, and he will never see another player like him. But he can struggle on the mound, and guess what? It doesn't matter because the dude's on pace to hit fucking 60 home runs this year and break Aaron Judge's record from last year. So we don't hear about Ohtani struggling on the mound, even though he went 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Last time against Houston, against the Padres, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs there. Obviously, the lineups there, Astros and Padres, are different than the Pirates, but I'll tell you, some people like the Pirates today. Market wise, here, let's talk about it. Let me see here. Totals wise, and this might be an indication of why people might enjoy the Pirates here, might be on them, because I had them at minus 192 last night, and now I see them at minus 180. Let's talk about it. Sorry, I just lost my place. There we go. 72% of the bets and 59% of the money on the over. Thinking Ohtani might get touched up here. And wow, this is surprising. I need to just double check my my lines here for the Angels because I've got it back at minus 192 actually now. So it's gone back up. Interesting, because the market on this is kind of crazy. 89% of the bets and 91% of the money on the Angels. And it's Shohei, so I'm not surprised. But that was not 192 last night. Went down to 186 earlier today, and now back up. I lean over too, just because I don't trust Johan Oviedo. But this is Shohei Ohtani we're talking about, so I can't guarantee that he's going to give up any runs. So I passed.
Yeah, what Oviedo are we going to get? That last start against the Giants was good, and he's way better than his record. Is Pirates finally score? What was it, late in that game? 7th inning against the Guardians the other day, like 9 runs, but still this team's dead last in categories all over the place the last month and a half, especially in July, right around 200 their average. So I can't take them if they're playing a little better baseball. So I'm off. This seems like Ohtani just cruises, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big prop guy. But I bet you the single greatest experience in prop betting is just taking Ohtani on his start days and just winning everything. Like the other day when he had the other start, he had 10 strikeouts and 2 home runs that day. Just imagine you take Ohtani over bases, RBI, home run, fuck it, you'll take his strikeouts too. I just can't imagine everything tied to one player and everything cashing like that would just be awesome. So, Wine Time is talking about the Angels' second half run here, and they have an easy part of the schedule right now. They have the couple 3 back-to-back easy series where they can get right here, hopefully win those series for Wine Time's sake. And he's also saying that Trout had his stitches removed today and has to let it heal before he can swing, so he might be back mid to late August. Excuse me. As much as I love Wine Time to death, he's my fucking guy. I love the when he goes to games and sends me pictures of him at the game. I love that shit. I just don't believe in this Angels squad. I just don't think they're gonna come close to the playoffs. And Wine Time, at the very least, you'll enjoy Shohei for the rest of the season. He's not getting.
Yeah. It just seems too right now it's just take the Angels. Take him on the run line, and they fucking find a way to, and he hasn't pitched well the last few games, whether it's, his finger or whatever with Ohtani, a few more walks. Man, this total's a little light. But I'm off. I'm not going to fuck with the total.
Agreed. I'm off as well. Shout to the GOAT, Shohei. 2 more games on our card here. I actually have 2 bets on each, or 1 bet, I should say, on each game for both of them. Astros, A's, excuse me there. The whole thing about thinking the Rangers were not going to make the playoffs is thinking that the Astros would come out in the second half and make a charge. And they can't do that when they're hurt. So that hurts me. Why do I think the A's are live here, Connor? That's the fucked up part about this. Framber Valdez has dominated them twice this year. He was minus 400 and minus 330 in both of those starts, and now we're getting him at minus 250. That's a red flag. It's obviously maybe the opponent matters. JP Sears has been pretty good. He's pitched well against the Astros, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. In his last appearance against them, it was a 2-3 loss. I just think this is going to be a close ball game, and I think the A's. I keep saying Angels have got wine time on my mind. Apparently, I think the A's are definitely live in this game, but instead, I just took a first 5 under here, and I don't know about you, Connor. Me and Jimmy had this discussion as well earlier today. I have not seen many 3.5s this year for a first 5. It's been pretty rare to see them, but I've seen 4s, and the total will be 7. And every time I bet the fucking under on those, Connor, it always goes over. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my stupid vividness bias, but I can never win a total under when the full game is at 7. Now, 7.5 here. I thought this will probably be a 4, and I'll probably just stay off of it. But no, 3.5 here. I got a 3.5 at even money. And that was a sign where I was like, I think this game goes under. We have not seen many of them this year. And I think it's just trying to invite people, hey, bet the over, 3.5. Yeah. And I think that Vegas snaps its jaws and takes your money there. 55% of the bets, 56% of the money on the under. Not that much. And for the total or for the side, 83% of the bets and 78% of the money on the Astros. So not surprising, but I'm not on the Astros. No way it'd be on the Astros at this price. First 5 under 3.5, even money for me, and I lean to the A's heavily. What do you think?
Yeah, it is a big price. There's only been a few. There was that Giants Mariners game. It went to 3 by the end of the game. We were live with Jimmy. That was a 3.5. I remember that went to 3 by game time, and I think it stayed under. I'm pretty sure it might have pushed. I'd have to double check that. It was a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. I get it. Framber hasn't been like he was earlier on the year, where he was really, really good. Sears is the one guy that we talk about. I want to back. I think he's got good stuff. Astros have hit lefties all right at times throughout the year. It's just kind of how you look at it. Look at yesterday, though. Hogan Harris just being his ass whipped. Pitched well. Hulk Hogan Harris. So I lean the under as well, but I won't be betting it. No fucking way.
I am on it. It's going to be a fun game. And I just I wanted to look and see like my first 5 under 4 records. And my first 5 under 4s I lost. My first 4 of them I've lost. I was like, oh my gosh. It's just
they've hurt me this year.
First number? So I'm not sure here. I'm scrolling through and just looking at them. It's like, damn, I've just lost a lot more than I've won. But yeah, it just seems like that number is just not my number. I'm just gonna anytime I see a 4, I'll be like, you know what? I'll pass. I'll wait for the 4.5, or I'm set here. So 4.5 seems to be that sweet number for me at least. Let's go to the last game on the card and my last bet on the card. And a card I didn't think I'd have that much action on, honestly, and I've kind of loaded up here a little bit. I thought this was a really, really tough card, so we'll see how that goes for me. Blue Jays Mariners here. Simply put, I think the Blue Jays are a better squad, Connor. I know Kikuchi has been pretty bad his last couple of starts. I like going back to face his old squad. Bryce Miller has been shut out, lights out. Well, I shouldn't say since he came off the IL, it's only been 1 start, but he had that 1 start, 5 innings of 5 hit, no earned run ball against the Tigers. But this is the Blue Jays, a better offense, a better team. I just simply took Blue Jays full game money line plus 101 for me here. I got it earlier today. You know what, Connor? I looked this up. I was very curious because I heard it on a podcast. 2 of the 3 pitchers who have given up the most home runs in the majors are pitching today. Do you have any guess of who the 2 starting pitchers on the card are that has given up the most home runs?
No, I have to go through it. Lance Lynn?
Lance Lynn is, in fact, number 1. He is
okay.
He is very close with 24 home runs allowed this year.
It's not Peralta.
Nope.
I don't know who it is. Kikuchi? Who is it?
It is Yusei Kikuchi. There is a 4-way tie for second place for most home runs given up. It's Lance Lynn at 24 home runs given up. Tyler Wells, a really good pitcher that I like, 22.
Yeah,
You
he's a
say
long ball.
22. Dean Kramer, 22. Austin Gomber, 22. So 2 Orioles there as well in the top 5 there. But the worst part about Kikuchi is his is in 98 innings. At least the other guys are all in 100 innings. You know, I know slightly smaller, but he's been giving up yaks. So I'm worried about that aspect of my man Kikuchi, but I'm going to hope that Usai comes out and not bad Kikuchi. So I took the Blue Jays money Blue Jays money line plus 101. So it'll be fun. All right.
I get it, but I'm
ahead.
off it. I don't want anything here. I don't want the Mariners. You know, Coochie, this is his old team. Off this game. The stayed at 8 too. Obviously, I'd lean under. Blue Jays, this team, I don't know. The bats get going, but watching those games, I know they got 4, but they struggled in that last game, Jose. They had runners all on. In the game before that, when I had them, they lost 2-0. Oh, man. Fuck it. Man, Blue Jays, get it going. I'm sure they will in stretches, but
I really am confused with them too, Connor, because I think I have like a sneaking suspicion that the Blue Jays are going to be really good when it comes to October. Just kind of like the same thing with the Phillies. But I don't know. You know, we'll see how Ryu comes back. I still think their bullpen needs work, and their lineup has to click. You know, that has to happen too. All right, guys, we appreciate everyone as always. Shout out to Debbie Cab who joined us here late as well. We talked about your show, so shout out to you, my man. Joe Free asking a great question here as we start our recap of all of our action here. Connor Mack, you're the king of home run props. I saw you cash in on one yesterday, I believe, in the Astros game.
yeah,
forgot who it was too.
Bregman is the 9th. Yeah.
I love that. You know, inject that kind of shit into my veins right there. That's the shit we love to see. A 9th inning home run for the dub there is pretty dope. Do you have any home run props that you like today that you're looking at?
Yeah, I don't have one guy yet. I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
My bad, Joe. Normally, I'm all over it. But if you're on Twitter, hit me up. I have a few guys I've looked at here right before, 3 or 4, but I haven't really narrowed in on a couple that I want to put any money on.
Beautiful. And that's at Connor Mack Picks as well on Twitter. So follow him there, and he'll tweet out his action as well as recapping it right now. Connor, I'll go first with recapping our action here. Blue Jays money line plus 101 there. Arizona money line plus 107. I've got the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120, and Phillies Guardians. Houston Astros, Oakland A's, first 5 under 3.5 at even money there. And the 2 additions on the card from this cap, Mets, Red Sox, over 9.5 at minus 118. And I'm going to ride with Chubby Saurus, the man that's given up the most home runs in Major League Baseball, Lance Lynn, first 5 money line, plus 135 for the Chicago White Sox. Connor Mack, what do you want?
I'm on the Orioles here. I haven't bet yet, like we talked about. Whatever I can get the best number at. I'm on the Tigers here. I'm on that over. I'm taking it. Dodgers, Rangers. Give me the over in that game. We're on the under. You're on as well, right? You're on the first 5. I'm going to go full game. Phillies, Guardians, under 8.5. And that Giants-Nats game, I don't know if I go over. I mean, Irvin, I think, could give up a few. Man, Nats just have been so good versus lefties. I think they could get to Wood. So that one I haven't bet. I might go first 5 with that. The 1.5's really juiced. It's like the full game. The 3.5's really juiced. So I'm gonna be on the Nats team total.
Beautiful work there, Connor Mack Picks. Connor, when's the next time you're gonna be on the Pub Sports airwaves?
Monday. I'll just be on with Jimmy. Weekends till football. I need my weekends off.
What are you doing on your weekends, Connor?
Anything? Well, obviously I got to cap the games as normal. But yeah, relaxing until football.
Good. I love to see that. It's funny that our version of relaxing is we still cap the games. Like that still happens.
Oh yeah, that's number one.
But
Yeah.
there's just other parts in our day that we enjoy as well now.
Well, yeah, and I get to wake up a little later. Like college football and basketball, I'm up at 4 a.m. here in town because the games start late. You know.
Yeah, because you're a grinder. You're a grinder, Connor Mack. That's why.
It is.
Well, don't worry, Connor. You can save your time. You don't have to cap the American. Just know that UTSA is going to run away with that shit. That'll make your life easier in that aspect as well. Again, we appreciate everyone for joining us. Dabby, Rocco, EQ, my guy Jay Peasy, Joe Freejack, picks from Dave, other half of Dave and Cab there. Check out the Unmuted Mic on Thursdays. Michael Orvalina in the house as well. Stevie, Bankroll Spence, Big Cash Glizzy. It's a great name. Shout out to you there. Let's go Robert Franklin, Vitalis, all you guys, Joseph Gomez, even my biggest fan, Barry Smith, joined us for a little bit as well. Shout out to Barry as well.
He dropped in, gave you some confidence.
Yeah, 47.2% or whatever it is. Come on. Shout out to you, Barry, wherever you are. I hope you hit the like button at the very least. Hit the like button, comment along the show, and drop your comments after the show as well. I say this, and I should say it more frequently. It helps the channel, helps me out. But I just like knowing what you guys are on as well. So after we end this show, scroll down to the comments and type out what you're on, because it's a good way to let us know. I can see it. We can see it after the games, and hopefully some good shit happens for all of us there. Connor Mack, thanks so much for joining me as always. I'll see you next Friday for another edition of Say Hey Plays.
Hey.